to 13 Rock with Harrag Melodica on Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio.
Hell yeah, on your web rock station on Vinylestimes, the classic rock radio en direct ce soir avec nous, Mr. Mastermind Karl Sanders of Nihil en direct depuis les États-Unis. Hi Karl, nice to meet you.
Hi, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing great, and you?
Doing great. It's a beautiful day here in South Carolina.
Yes, and too in Paris here, really hot. Donc effectivement,
it's hot here too.
Ok, donc Karl Sanders en direct ce soir dans 213 Rock, Vinylestimes, the classic rock radio depuis la Caroline du Sud. Karl, my name is Harrag Melodica. Welcome tonight on 213 Rock Show. The name of the web rock station is Vinylestimes Classic Rock Radio. As you know, we are buzzed in Paris, France, and thank you very much for accepting my invitation.
Well, thank you for having us. I'm really happy to be here. I've loved Paris.
Oh yeah, I know.
Paris.
I know.
Who doesn't?
Karl Sanders a sorti un nouvel album solo intitulé Saurian Apocalypse le 22 juillet. Donc il y a une semaine via Napalm Records après 14 ans d'absence en termes d'album solo bien évidemment. Dans la biographie de ce nouvel album solo, le label Napalm Records indique que les thèmes musicaux et lyriques de l'album détaillent le voyage fictif du docteur Eduardo Luciani, l'un des rares survivants de l'autodestruction de l'humanité qui sombre dans la folie après avoir découvert les violentes horreurs commises par les maîtres Saurian. So, Karl, you recorded 3 solo albums: Saurian Inmediation in 2006, Saurian Exorcist 2009, and now Saurian Apocalypse after 14 years later. The passion is a test.
Yeah. I'm so happy that this latest record is finally seeing the light of day. Yeah, it's a really personal record, and I'm just really happy that, people are getting the chance to hear this music now.
Ok, et après 14 ans d'absence en termes d'album solo, puisque le premier est sorti en 2006, Saurian Médiation, ensuite en 2009, Saurian Exorcisme en 2009, de la 2023, soit 14 ans après, le nouvel album Saurian Apocalypse. Il est très heureux, et en même temps que les gens ont patienté, wow, et quelle musique. So Karl, your music is very hard to get in, because I work a lot for this live interview tonight, because musically it's very rich, in African, Maghreb vibes for Andalusian emotions.
For sure. I think there's a lot of influences all over this record. It's kind of meant, for people to relax and enjoy. Like you smoke something, have a glass of wine, chill out. Let your mind wander. It's that kind of record.
Effectivement, c'est un album très calme, très relax, mais pas si calme que ça. Vous allez voir, on va développer. Il propose même d'être tranquille avec un petit verre de vin au passage, quoi. And the story takes place around the imaginary journey of Dr. Luciani, who will sink into madness after discovering the violent horrors committed by the Saurian masters.
Yeah, it's kind of a sci-fi kind of record, the concept. There's like a story that goes underneath each song, because as I was writing it, I was getting like all these ideas for movie scenes while I was writing the music, kind of like they went together hand in hand. So yeah, it's this wacky sci-fi story about lizards and reptiles take over the Earth after mankind destroys itself.
Effectivement, donc pour lui, c'est une bonne histoire de science-fiction avec un concept de film, avec des reptiles qui détruisent le monde. So I wondered if the Saurian masters would not be jinns in the visions of Dr. Luciani.
They don't like Luciani. They really don't. And after he finds out about him, they make sure he meets his end. Oh yeah.
Ok, effectivement, je me suis posé la question si c'était pas plutôt une vision de jeans parce que tout est imaginaire concernant donc cette vision du Dr. Luciani. And Karl, the track that opens your new album solo is The Sun Has Set on the Edge of Man. I didn't dream at all on the animated video because I was scared by the wall of destruction imagined by Dr. Eduardo Luciani. Maybe one of the last survivors.
Yeah, he's one of the last guys, like the Omega Man, or Last Man on Earth, famous Vincent Price movie. He's one of those guys, one of the last survivors, and man is no longer the dominant species on Earth. He's hunted every night by mutant reptiles and insects that have, been irradiated and mutate and evolve to hunt people at night. Yeah.
Effectivement que docteur, dans son rêve, le docteur Eduardo Luciani au bord de la folie, peut-être un des derniers survivants sur cette planète, est tenté par les reptiles, vraiment. Et c'est ça le scénario et la conception, en tout cas, qui tourne autour de cet album, quoi. And the vision in the animated music video begins by a crossing vortex.
Yeah, like the album cover, there's kind of a trans-dimensional well, like a pool of water that, right. It's kind of like a gateway or a pool to cross to another dimension.
Yes.
Where the Saurian masters are able to look down on mankind and, the Earth in our, real and tangible experience, and they influence the world and what's going on through this transdimensional well.
Et oui, que c'est ce maître Saurian, ces reptiles, ils voyagent à travers un vortex, à travers des dimensions. Ainsi sont les déplacements concernant cette destruction. Because on this animated music video, the sky is blood in a total chaos, dominated by the moon, which is rotating to the right. It's very red and dark. This is the visions of the Dr. Eduardo Luciani.
Yes, absolutely. I remember when they were going to start making the video for this song, and they asked me, what's the song about, right? So I told them, and they made this video, and I was like, okay, all right, I can see how this really ties into exactly what the song is talking about. Yeah, they did it in kind of like a Salvador Dali, maybe his retarded grandchild made this video or something, because it's kind of like Dali, but not really.
Okay. Ça reste toujours dans un esprit imaginaire. Attention, c'est la conception de l'album, l'histoire qui tourne autour, avec c'est déjà un premier clip qui tourne autour avec un soleil assez rouge dans un chaos total dominé par une lune qui est en rotation vers la droite et puis un ciel rouge sombre. C'est la vision totalement lugubre du docteur Luciani. Voilà, ça c'est vraiment au bord de la conception. And a new vertex open with the visions of the pyramid, or maybe a chip in the form of a pyramid.
I think what this is we're investigating the time traveling aspect of the concept in the story, where the Saurian masters are able to move backwards and forward in time to influence human history at different points along our timeline. The actual story of Dr. Luciani, it's quite a long one. It was so long that I felt it necessary to write a book about it. So there's a short sci-fi novel, like 45,000 words or so, that tells the story. Hopefully I can finish that up pretty soon, but part of it, the Saurian masters are able to go back in time, and they have been influencing human history, going all the way back to the, time of the ancients.
Ah oui, comme il le dit et comme il le précise, hein, le docteur Luciani, donc c'est toujours dans l'imagination, pourrait écrire un livre concernant des nouvelles un peu sci-fi, science-fiction, pour écrire un livre en fait. Les reptiles, eux, se déplacent à travers ce monde, ou ces mondes, par des vortex, donc par des portes et avec un fluide, et ils se déplacent dans des dimensions. On est totalement dans la science-fiction effectivement, et dans ce clip que je vous invite à regarder parce que c'est vraiment le scénario que je suis à l'instant, qui s'intitule The Sun Has Set on the Edge of Man. C'est vraiment ça. Je suis vraiment à la lettre le clip pour comprendre bien la conception, quoi. And a new vortex once again open with the volcanoes plays in the role in the decline of the city, and behind the visions the music goes faster and faster. Everything ends up drowning under the water.
Yeah. Well, that's like the part where Rusty Cooley plays the guitar solo.
Yes.
Which is meant to artistically represent when our character is fleeing for his life, running from these insects that are going to chase him and swarm him and devour him, because that's what they do. The insects hunt us every night in this alternate future history.
Et il a composé donc ce bout un petit peu donc de cette histoire-là avec Rusty Cooley, que vous connaissez, qui est un fantastique guitar player qui joue avec Outworld il y a très longtemps. Et donc il y a toute cette imagination qui vient s'ajouter. Hein. And Karl, 2 more animated videos has been released: SFR School Breach Edition and the new one, The Evil Inherent in US All. The first time I watched this music video, I'm talking about SFR, I immediately thought about the Professor Shir Antadiop's work on the origins of the African civilization.
Well, this song, it's kind of like got two things that really inspired it. One was, there's a Exorcist 2 movie, where a lot of it takes place in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
But also, a few years back when I was in Egypt with Nader Sadek, Nader took myself, drummer Derek Roddy, and Mahmoud Gasekasu to an evening performance by a group of performers who did North African exorcism music. And this isn't like it sounds like an exorcism movie. It's more like it's music made to have so much positive energy that it drives away negative spirits. And wow, oh my God, what an incredible night of music this was. It was so amazing watching these guys play, and the spirit that it generated in that room was just, it would send chills up your spine, raise the hair on the back of your neck, and you could really feel the positivity just flowing in that room. So I really wanted to play guitar that night. Man, if I'd have had a guitar that night, I would have been unstoppable. But
okay.
Be that as it may, once I got home, I really wanted to do something that had that kind of musical vibe.
Okay.
So that's where that came from.
Mm-hmm. Alors cette idée donc sur ce titre, hein, donc le deuxième single SFR, c'est lors d'un voyage en Égypte avec Derek Roddy, le batteur qui est spécialisé métal et jazz en même temps, qui est très très fort. Et donc ils étaient du côté des pyramides en Égypte, et puis un soir il a eu cette sensation, il a eu cette vibes de jouer un peu de musique type nord-africaine, subsaharienne. Il a entendu ça, quoi, et ça l'a inspiré, ça l'a vraiment inspiré. Voilà pourquoi il a voulu en savoir plus concernant ces vibes africaines, quoi. Donc pour être très très précis. And the track SFR is very atmospheric vibe. It's the march of the slave, and the wood comes just after, gives a geographical aspect of the march.
Yeah, I think we're talking about SFR, Skull Fuck Ritual.
Yes.
Can we say fuck on the radio?
Yeah, that's okay. Is that okay?
Yeah, I think this is a great international word. You can say this word anywhere on planet Earth, and people know what you mean.
Okay.
So I think it's one of the great words of us Earth people. It's an underground kind of mating ritual kind of song. Yeah, Skull Fuck Ritual.
Ouais, alors le titre notamment, donc le titre SFR qui signifie School Folk Ritual, et puis donc en fait c'est un titre avec une excellente atmosphère, avec une grosse vibe très africaine aussi dans les rythmes. On entend au début une marche d'esclaves, et puis le oud arrive qui est juste derrière, qui donne un point nommé, qui donne un point de situation géographique sur le titre. C'est très intéressant, c'est très profond quoi. And who is the character on the music video rotating very fast to the left on the music video?
Oh, the Nefertiti
okay.
head.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that when the video guys came up with that, and I was like, you guys are fucking crazy. So yeah, of course, that can stay. Yeah, come on, let's bring it.
Et donc donc sur le clip, le trône qui tourne du côté de la gauche, ce n'est autre que Nefertiti effectivement quoi. Ah ok, d'accord, là c'est une bonne information quoi. And on the evil inherent in US all, you are totally attracted by Africa and its ancient legends.
Yeah, there's so much cool stuff. Musically speaking, I've really loved African tribal percussion. The things those guys do, the complex rhythms that they just so naturally and easily improvise, it's masterful. Like for me as a guitar player, trying to make sense of these multiple African rhythms, it's really enlightening, yeah, a lot of stuff, we take for granted. We think we know all of this music theory stuff, especially, the way we're taught to play in America. It's, really kind of childish, if you think about it. Because so many of these older musical cultures have had time to evolve and develop their own complex sets of rhythms, especially these North African rhythms. Yeah, man, it's amazing stuff.
Effectivement que c'est complètement dingue, cette vibration africaine très influencée dans son nouvel album, sur le nouvel album, le Saurian Apocalypse de Karl Sanders, en direct ce soir dans 213 Rock, Vinylestimes, Classic Rock Radio. Et puis en même temps, il a laissé place à l'improvisation. Et puis la vibe a joué, a fait son tour. C'est dingue. Je vous dis, je vous conseille vraiment d'écouter cet album. C'est une autre dimension totalement quoi. C'est dingue quoi. And there is some on this track, always on this track, there is some African voodoo, witchcraft, and probably you explain the journey of the African slave who came to the Sahara and later became Gnawi or Diwan in Sahara, I think.
Well, I'm aware of that, certainly from a musical standpoint, the vibe we're creating there. It's also part of the story, what Luciani is doing.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's in there too.
Okay.
When we find out, what Dr. Luciani is willing to do because he believes that he's trying to save mankind, and we discover that there's evil inside him as well. In fact, there's evil in all of us. One time, George's wife, Nicole, said the most profound thing to my son. My son was like 5 years old, and he had asked her, why are there bad people? Right? And when she answered him, it always stuck with me. She said, there's good and evil inside of everyone.
Ah.
There's good and evil inside of everyone. It's what you do with it. It's what you do with it. You choose to do good things or you choose to do bad things. But there is evil in all of us.
Okay. Ah.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's kind of a deep realization, you know. What we do is up to us.
Ok, il a posé la question, ou du moins son fils a posé la question, est-ce que dans chacun d'entre nous, il y a le diable, les forces du mal sont dans chacun d'entre nous, quoi. Et la réponse, elle est quand même pas mal, quoi. Donc c'est possible, effectivement, comme il le dit, et ouais, c'est fou. C'est complètement fou, en tout cas, comme réponse, quoi. And musically, there is some Andalusian influence through your Spanish solo acoustic guitar.
Well, I don't know how Andalusian it is, but yeah, there's a lot of acoustic guitar all over this record. In this song, it's The Evil Inherent. It's Rusty Cooley joining us again, playing some amazing Spanish guitar. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about him. He's such a fabulous guitar player and such a nice guy. Wow, I'm really thankful to have him on this track.
Et pour couronner un petit peu tous ces parties de guitare concernant cet album, Rusty et Karl s'en donnent à cœur joie dans des solos d'acoustique guitare, mais version espagnole très influencée Andalusian. And who sings in the Arabic language behind with the strong Algerian accent on the title Wahran Wahran?
You know, I don't know. I don't know his name.
Okay.
I found it on an old CD, right? And so that's, you know, I don't know, but it was perfect for the song. So it was like, okay, here we go.
I know these songs. Everyone in Algeria know these songs. The composer is Ahmed Warbi. Its song is from 1950 during the revolution of Algeria. And this song is called Wahran Wahran. I know these songs. But
wow. Awesome.
But I don't know who is singing on it. It's from Algeria.
Okay.
Yeah, it's from Algeria.
I knew it was Algerian, right? Because I found it on an Algerian compilation CD.
Okay. Okay.
And I was like, this is so perfect. Yeah, it's, you know, like when you James Brown, right?
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of how I looked at it. It's kind of like sampling James Brown, only it's, you know, this was an Algerian compilation CD of, you know, African singers. So I was like, okay. Here we go.
Ok. En direct ce soir, 213 Rock, Karl Sanders qui vient donc nous présenter l'album Saurian Apocalypse. Karl, the production of this album is very natural, alive and clear at the same time. All the instruments are very well mixed by Mr. Simone Mularoni, has done a great job to feel the power and depth.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, what a great guy. Yeah, a lot of the aspects of this record are very unusual. And when I was trying to describe to him, you know, I wanted it to sound like this, right? And some of those descriptions were very abstract. Like when you normally make a record, you say things like, okay, you know, turn up the EQ here, let's compress that. But that wasn't the case with this record. I needed just, you know, to say things like, hey man, we need to hear more lizards and insects, and it needs to sound like reptiles are eating our brains, right? Which is like abstract, right? But Simo was able to take like all that wacky stuff and translate it into what that meant in technical terms, and make the record sound, you know, like it needed to sound. So I'm really thrilled with, you know, the job that he did, and his professionalism, you know, taking the intangible and the abstract and making it hearable.
Mm-hmm. Donc la rencontre avec Mularoni elle fut payante, puisque l'album sonne quand même vraiment naturel. C'est Karl qui a enregistré, c'est Simone Mularoni qui a fait toutes les parties de mix et le mastering. C'est vraiment fort, il lui a au départ, donc ils se sont rencontrés, il lui a donné tous les détails concernant cet album, le scénario, et Simone lui a dit t'es complètement dingue. Et en fait, c'est devenu, il a fait un gros travail dessus et Karl en est vraiment très très satisfait. And Karl, many friends are present on your album solo, as your friend Pete Amura, original drummer of Nihil, plus your friend Mike Brizzelli, plus Rusty Cooley, Mustafa Steele Deal for the oud solo, Josh Kolias of course, and the jazz guitar player Matthew Kay, and for the narration by Jonathan Garofoli for Dr. Eduardo Luciani himself.
Yeah, I like making music with my friends. I think it's one of the most pure things that we can do. It's no fun making a record by yourself. I like working with my friends, Yeah.
Et Karl adore faire de la musique avec ses amis. On y retrouve quand même des noms. On y retrouve Pete Amura, le batteur original de Nihil, avec Mick Brizzelli. Donc au chant, Rusty Cooley que vous connaissez, qui jouait au sein du groupe Outworld. Mustafa Steele Deal qui joue du oud. Ensuite George Kolias, Nihil, le batteur. Donc du côté pour donner un côté aussi qui est acoustique en termes de frappe assez puissante. Vous avez aussi le guitariste de jazz Matthew Kay et Jonathan Garofoli pour les narrations du docteur de l'histoire Eduardo Luciani. So Karl, thank you very much for this live interview. I hope that one day you'll be able to give some concert in a very special place around the world with your solo albums. I think it will take a lot of imagination.
Yeah, lots of imagination. Well, thank you for having me today, Harrag. It was a lot of fun.
Yes,
a lot of fun.
Lot of fun. Vous retrouverez, alors, juste pour vous dire, parce que Karl, à l'heure actuelle, est en train de travailler sur le nouvel album de Nihil, et qui sera en France le 12 novembre du côté de Lille, le 13 à Nantes, le 14 à Paris du côté de la machine, du Moulin, donc la loco, le 17 à Lyon, le 18 à Marseille, le 19 à Tarbes. Bien évidemment. So Karl, you are working on a new album of Nihil's coming out maybe, I think it's something like September, October, and you will be on tour, plus something like 6 dates in France, as Lille, Nantes, Paris, Lyon, Marseille, Tarbes.
Yeah, I love playing in France. French metal fans are so fucking awesome.
Okay.
The feeling, the spirit. Yeah, man, I really am looking forward to this. It's been 3 years since I've been in France. So I hope it's still the same. I hope it's still, like I remember it.
Ok, en direct ce soir, 213 Rock, Vinylestimes, Classic Rock, Karl Sanders. Karl, do you have a message for the audience tonight, please?
Well, I'm really super happy to be here. I'm really also happy people getting a chance to hear this new record. I put a lot of my heart into it, and I just am thrilled people getting a chance to hear it.
Ok, et tout de suite en direct, 213 Rock, Vinylestimes, Classic Rock Radio, Karl Sanders était en direct avec nous. Voici tout de suite le single SFR School Fuck Ritual, 213 Rock.